All right. Oh, you got the mic and everything? Okay, I see you. Hey, nice.
Amazon mic or whatever.
Nice. I think. Hold on, girl. I got those two. Wait a minute. We got the.
Yes.
Yeah, they work. Hey, people be trying to tell you, yo, you gotta buy this, you gotta buy that, you gotta do this. I'm like, nah, bruh. Nah, chill. You just need. We don't need none of that. Anyways, I'm let's get this going. We're doing 2 topics today, right? Or you want to do one?
Yes.
We're doing 2? Okay, all right.
Look at those 3. No,
shit, I wasn't prepared. Hold on.
That's the best podcast. Just like all of our conversation in the beginning. That was like natural.
It's so there's these 2 women who live in Stockton who I said I was going to I'm planning on producing their podcast, but while they kind of get their thing together where they're joining my podcast, and they were like looking at, because I sent them my topics too, and they were like, yo, this shit's right here is funny, yo, I would love to talk about that. Literally wasn't prepared, nothing. We just had a full-on conversation about it, and it was I recorded. I was like, yeah, we might have to use this might be fire. So yeah, the unprepared ones definitely go well, but I'm a little bit prepared.
Yeah, I think they're better. That's why I didn't even prepare an answer for what we're about to talk about. I did prepare questions.
Okay.
But I didn't prepare any answers.
I don't have any answers. I don't do that. Yeah. I'll prepare as in like, okay, let me, if I forget, if we're like paused, like let me go ahead and have just a little question to throw at you, but I didn't have anything like.
Yeah, got you. I know what you mean. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, like fill in the filler questions.
Yes, exactly. Okay, you understand. You get it. You're a pro. You about to. All right, now I'm really nervous. Now let me step my game up real quick. I'm playing. But okay, so hello, I'm here with DaShay, and today I don't fucking know how to keep a relationship. So this is one of those topics where I was like, no, this is for real. I actually don't fucking know. Like, I have no idea. I was when I came up with this topic, like I was thinking of 2 things, right? I was looking at my past relationships, and I tried. I did my best. It was not for a lack of trying, but for whatever reason, I failed the mission, right? So that's the first thing, and the second thing is, I also don't have any idea, or I don't know what a successful relationship looks like, especially like a successful Black relationship looks like. So I guess I want to start this off by saying, first off, hi, but what do you have an idea, or like when you think of a successful Black relationship or a successful relationship, we'll go with that. What immediately pops into your head, one, and then also like, do you have any of those people like immediately like in your family, or you can just call and reach out to, or had that at least?
Yeah. Honestly, what I think of when I think of a successful relationship, I think of the Huxtables.
That's where we go, though, right?
I want to be Claire so bad. And I just loved like how goofy they were together and how they would have the deep conversations, but they would also have disagreements. Like, that's where my mind goes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I used to base my relationships off of, because I didn't have that. I didn't have, single mom, grew up with a single mom, wasn't really connected to my mom. Didn't really have a relationship with her really at all.
Mm-hmm.
Now we bond off like entrepreneurial stuff and stuff like that. But other than that, we didn't have that bond. I didn't have that example. There was people at church, but that was hard too, because they were very private. They didn't do a lot of teaching. They did a lot of, this is what you need to do. And so it was kind of hard. I just kind of I'm like a hopeless romantic, and I just kind of like went based off like music and like what I see in movies, and like I pieced that together with who I am and what I want.
So we're going off of society, basically, what we see in society. Like, that's kind of dictating like how we view what relationships are. So I don't know. I always feel like that's interesting. Do you feel like? Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I think it's horrible.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. I was about to ask you that. Like, how do you feel about that? Like, that's what we're going off of.
Yeah, because I realized that at the ending of a couple of relationships, actually, at the ending of my so I've been married twice.
Okay.
So at the ending of my
first, that's all it is. You got experience.
At the end of my first marriage, I realized it because there's a lot of things in songs that make us feel obligated to do stuff like cater to you. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with catering to your man, but they're not talking about the fact that he should be catering to you as well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you put that with a Christian background.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're like, okay, so I'm supposed to put God first, then him first, then me. I'm at the bottom
You
of the
third
list. Like,
place
you
in
know what I
this. You
mean?
third.
Yeah. And so you have that mindset, and then you hear all these songs talking about catering to their man, and Ashanti talking about she don't mind sharing. And I'm like, hold on now, because this is songs that it is in our mind,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
when we're young, we don't really, it doesn't register, but it's
Yeah.
in our mind, like unconsciously, and it becomes the norm,
Yeah.
And so it's bad. I
It's
think it's bad.
I think I do too. I do too. And I feel like that's a big part of the reason why it's just like it's hard to create a successful relationship when I don't have much of a roadmap or like any like guideline on how to get there. Like I'm not very close to my mom. My parents were divorced at like 7, 8 years old. All of my aunts and uncles, they were all divorced at some point. And it's just like you have to go to like I remember it used to be Fresh Prince or Will Smith and Jada Pinkett for me. That was like my couple,
Yeah.
and now they're basically their whole relationship is a meme. So it's just like,
Yeah.
who do we really have? So, but okay, you said something about just about pretty much this past. I guess I have a question about how when you break up or things don't go well, they say it takes two to tango, and like it's 50% me, it's 50% my partner. I personally don't believe in that. I don't believe it's
Really?
like if like there have been situations where it's like, no, it's more like 92-8. Like I did my like I said, there were some relationships where it's not the lack of trying. Like I legitimately tried, but I feel like maybe something. And I'm not saying that, like I feel like everybody is guilty in certain situations, but
Yeah.
do you feel like there's been a situation where it's like not 50-50? It's like no, 70% of it was you, 30% of it like I could have, or do you feel like it's like cut in the middle?
So I don't feel like it's cut in the middle, but I
Yeah.
do feel like it does take two.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
for example, in a lot of my relationships, I turned a blind eye to the red flags. Because at that time in my healing, I wasn't healing. So I was just lucky that somebody wanted me, right? And so that's how I brushed it off. Oh, I'm so lucky. Like somebody wants me. Because, our trauma will like make us believe that nobody wants you and like you're this disgusting human being and you're not,
Yeah.
but that's what trauma will have you believing. Sadness, depression, all that will have you believing that stuff. And so I was just so happy that someone wanted me that I was willing to put up with a lot of shit that I really would not put up with right now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And there was red flags, and sometimes I would address them. The conversation wouldn't go far, but I'm like, well, at least I addressed it. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Pat on the back for me. You know what I mean? So those times I let things build on nothing. Like, you know what I mean? We didn't have a communication background or anything else. Other times I was falling for a person's potential, but I didn't see them doing anything to work
Ooh.
towards that. Right.
Mm.
And so then that's my bad, because
Yeah.
if I should be accepting this person right now for who they are, whether they reach those potential or not. So is this someone I want to be with
Yeah.
right now? How they are right now. You know what I mean? Whether they
Yeah.
reach those goals or not. And I was falling for who they could be and not for who they are right now. And so that's my bad. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I did that a lot. And so it wasn't good at all. So that was my role in things, you know what I mean? But they also had their role in things. Now I don't know what percentage was what or what or
Yeah.
what or what. You know what I mean? Because your friends are always gonna have your side.
Yeah.
They're gonna be
Always.
like, yeah, girl, you should have did that, but he sure shouldn't have did what he like, you know what I mean? So I don't know what percentage is, and I don't really think it matters.
It
I think
doesn't.
to me what's important is knowing your role in things so that you can do better next time, so that you can have a healthy relationship, because that's my goal. I've
Yeah.
been in codependency relationships, relationships where I was just people pleasing, relationships where I was shrinking myself. And now that I have allowed myself to be unleashed and I'm true to myself regularly, I want healthy. I don't want toxic. I don't want codependency. I want effective communication. And,
Yeah.
this is a trending word right now, emotional intelligence.
Jeez, it's crazy everywhere. Like, okay, I'll be honest. Like, I've been on dating apps before, and I feel like that's on 99% of profiles. Where it's like, if you don't have emotion, like, girl, do you know? Like, it's such a.
Do you know what it
Do
means?
you know what that actually means? Like, have you done the research or the work on what that actually means? I feel like no, but it just sounds good sometimes.
It does sound
Yeah.
good.
It really does. It really does. Okay, so you said something just about potential, and I have a question about that just because I had a conversation with my cousin Thanksgiving Day, and one thing that she said to we had a discussion kind of similar to this, and she was talking about one thing that she appreciates about her man is that he never let her drop to his level. At first it sounds fucked up, but I mean, if you know my cousins, a lot of the women in my life, they're all queens, right? You know, so I guess for you and for partners and potential, at what point do you feel like one that expectation is unrealistic, but also you shouldn't settle? Like you should absolutely have somebody meet you or your level. Like where are you at with it? Because is there a fine line, or is it like how do you do that? I don't fucking know.
So, my thing is, for me, what I've learned, okay, I learned a couple of things.
Oh, okay.
One, I learned was when I started learning how to trust my intuition, I learned that sometimes I was having an issue with seeing who was right in front of me and
Mhm.
seeing someone's potential because I'm able to really see where they can go and I get excited for their
Yeah.
future. And they get excited, but then they don't do it.
And then it's
Okay.
not happening.
Yes, but then I'm still doing what I'm doing, and I'm on my shit, and I'm going,
Yeah.
But the people that I was with, they were intimidated by that, and so unlike your cousin's man, they was trying to bring me down. They was talking shit, like you know what I mean, in their in a way that wasn't well my first husband it was like emotionally abusive. There was like certain ways like it played off of my trauma. In the other relationship it was more like oh, it's okay, but you should do this. And it was like a lot of that though, you know what I mean? Or it was a lot of like little comments where it made it seem like I was trying to be a perfectionist when I really wasn't. I was just being me, but they didn't have that self-discipline.
Mhm.
And so they were intimidated by that because they couldn't pursue their dreams because they didn't have the discipline. And so then
Mm.
they would try to get me off that.
Yeah.
So like for example, I do like to drink, but I don't drink. I wasn't like a regular drinker. But then I became a regular drinker because, it was like oh, you know what I mean? Have a drink. You're always this.
Yeah.
You know what I
One
mean?
said, just come
And
on, just one drink, one
yeah.
drink. Yeah, yeah. I have those
And so
friends.
I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, let me have this drink so they don't think that I'm like just being too stuck up or whatever. You know what I mean? But this is someone you're in a relationship with. So
Yeah.
it's a regular thing. And so
Absolutely.
yeah, and so I had to really decide what I wanted for me, but also I have kids. I have to decide what example I want to be for them. And so for me, I had to do it for me.
Yeah.
And so now when I do like I don't want to say when I seek, but when I seek a partner, I'm seeking someone who's either as ambitious as me or higher.
Yeah.
I'm no longer seeking for someone who's not.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to measure
Yeah, it's hard.
that, you kind of go based off how serious a person is about their shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Uh,
I feel like
but
well, I
go
just feel like
ahead.
words are just words until they become actions, right? So you can tell
Exactly.
me everything. You can tell me, oh, I'm gonna do this, this, and this until it becomes an action. I'm not budging, right? And that's kind of how I like to approach certain things. And sometimes that works, doesn't work. But like, if you're saying you're all of these things, I'm gonna need to see it. That's just how I am with. I don't trust people
Yeah.
until because people are gonna show you who they are. You give
Yeah.
them time, they'll
Yeah.
show you exactly who they are and what they're about. I guess for me, my problem is I don't know. Maybe I jump too soon. I try to get in like you said. I want to be in a relationship. I want to have somebody. I'm fortunate to have this person. I might ignore some red flags. I might be like, fuck.
Yeah.
So was she crazy? So was she? I don't know.
Right?
Yeah, cussed out my mama. Whatever. Who hasn't cussed out my mama? It's cool. She cool
Just
though.
passionate.
Yeah, she just like we ignoring all these damn red flags, because we want to be in a relationship. But she
Yeah.
showed me who the hell no one's has actually cussed out my mama for the record, but they
Yes.
showed me who the hell they are, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's how I feel. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. But I love what you said because it's something that I've have to learn
Yeah.
that I've been learning is that action.
Mm.
Action, action, action,
Mm-hmm.
action. 'Cause I say it all the time, right? I can say, it's an action word. Love is an action word. Love is an action word. Like that's what we grew up hearing. But because I can visually see, like you can tell me your dream and I will come up with a bunch of ideas to make that shit happen. And now I'm on fire for you.
Yeah.
And now I want to see you reach those goals. And now I want to be a part of your progress. And if I have feelings for you, oh yeah, it's even more. It's like times 1,000, And so now I'm excited and I'm seeing you on that level. And so it's hard for me to come back and see you right here and see your action. You know what I mean? It's been a lot easier now that I've developed like this certain level of self-love. It's easier because I'm like, hold up now, girl, you got shit to do for your own shit. So leave it alone.
Let's not pause the brakes for somebody when you gotta do that for you. Yeah.
So it's easier for me to like reel it in a little bit more now. Like I've learned that my job is to give the advice and leave it there. I'm just here to plant a seed. That's all I'm here for. I'm not here to hold your hand while you go create this garden of magic, okay?
Yeah. It's crazy. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm asking all the questions. I got hella questions, but
that's good. I'm cool.
You got the next one. But yo, like what? I don't know. I just feel like there's so many different challenges in relationships and dating. Like, and I don't know if it's become like if you were to compare like when did you first get married? When did you first get married?
19.
Okay.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Okay, so let's take 19-year-old you to you now in 2024. Do you feel like dating was easier there? Do you feel like dating was dating was easier or harder now compared to where it was then, or is it about the same?
Dating was hard then because I didn't love myself and I didn't think I was worthy.
Yeah.
And so I was accepting anybody.
Ooh.
And I don't mean like any old body, but like the guy that I ended up marrying, he wasn't horrible, but he wasn't someone that I chose. Like I said, my trauma chose him. So he pursued me. I turned him down the first time, but he was persistent.
Is that the instincts kicking in? Like, yo, don't do it. Don't do it. Ride.
Shoot, maybe. No, at the time I was talking to someone. We weren't in a relationship, but I was talking to a guy and he was an older guy. So I felt like I was hot shit. Okay. Because I was 17 and he was 22. I graduated at 17 from high school. Okay. And so the what was my year? It's because I'm in November.
Oh, never mind then. Yeah. All right. I was clapping. Unclap. Take it back. Yes, take it back. All right.
No, but yeah, so I graduated at 17. I met the guy. Our town used to throw a party for us. It's called Sober Grad. So then that way we would celebrate and not get drunk and all the things. Yeah. So they would throw us a party and he was at the party. He asked for my number. I said no. Oh no, I told him I didn't have a phone. So he gave it to my friend instead. She deleted it because she knew I was talking to someone. So then after that, like we had a mutual friend. He asked the friend if he could get my number. So the friend messages me. He's like, hey, such and such wants your number. Is it okay if I give it to him? I thought that was weird.
I was thinking it. I was in my house.
I was like, okay. I don't remember after that how it went from there. Yeah. Our churches did used to sing at each other's churches, and stuff like that. So like our paths crossed a lot after that. And like he was very adamant about connecting with me. I've never had that before. And so in my little hurt mind, I was like, somebody wants me. I'm wanted. I'll give this a chance, And so I did. And then it was, I think, honestly, reflecting, it was that plus the toxic. Like, I've learned, are you familiar with attachment styles?
I am a little, but still feel free to remind me because just in case I don't really fucking
know. Yeah. I'm really big on attachment styles. So there's anxious, there's avoidant, and there's secure. I have an anxious attachment. He had an avoidant attachment. Anxious and avoidant are drawn to each other because anxious people crave intimacy to the point where sometimes we end up smothering our partners. Avoidant people want it, but they act like they don't want it. And so when they do give it, it's so like awesome.
Absolutely.
But but you think it's so awesome because you lived in that negative for so long that when you have finally received it, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
and that's partially why people stay in toxic relationships, because that high of when they actually get to experience what they've been wanting. And so that's what I lived in, and I didn't realize it at that time, but that's what I lived in. But my final straw was when we moved to Vallejo together. And I went on a girls trip with my cousins. And I'm telling you, I didn't drink at this time. I wasn't drinking. All I was doing was dancing. He didn't want me dancing with with guys. I didn't dance with
Okay.
guys. I just danced with my friends. Like, so no drinking, no dancing with friends. Like, with guys. I just
Guys,
danced with my
just for friends.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's blowing my phone up. Like, if I miss a check-in, and I didn't even know we were doing check-ins. We don't do check-ins. So I'm like,
We had
what?
a
What's the
check-in?
problem?
Like,
I'm
I
like,
got
what the
curfew and
hell? I'm with
shit?
my
The hell?
cousins. Like, it was weird as fuck to me. I was with my cousins. We hadn't hung out in a long time, but
Yeah.
because I was in Vallejo, they were in SAC. We were like, let's take a girls trip to Vegas. It was around my niece's 21st. So it was three of us. It was three girls. We went to Vegas. We had fun. But he was like blowing my phone up, and it was crazy. I said, when I go home, I'm getting a job. I'm regaining my independence. I can't do this, because when I
Yeah.
moved to Vallejo, I was like, I'm gonna take a break from school and work, because I had worked so hard in Merced to get out here.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm taking a break, damn it.
Nobody should be working
And
40 hours a week, 5 days a week anyway.
man,
That's another
I was
topic.
working. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I was full-time student working 2
Oh,
jobs.
hell no.
And
Hell
yeah, in
no.
Merced, the rent was 400. I shouldn't have had to work that hard, but I
Uh,
did. And so it was a lot. So when I came home, I got a job. I got a job at Victoria's Secret. I always
hey.
wanted to work there. And so like working there, like working in that environment, being like they had the models on all the walls and shit. I was so excited, and I like regained those pieces of myself that I shrank being in that relationship, and I became myself again. And so like I keep realizing that that's the biggest thing, is being consistent with being myself, because
Yeah.
like I said, during that time I wasn't myself. I fell for him because I fell for his feelings for me, not for him.
Yeah.
And so that was the dating pool then. The dating pool now,
Yeah, that's
the
the it's different.
it's different. It is different. Um it's different for a lot of reasons. For me, the biggest thing is, now that I model and I'm very comfortable with my body, that becomes the main topic.
Uh,
Um, and so it makes it hard to weed out the people who are for all of
physical.
me and the
Yeah,
people who are just for the physical.
absolutely.
And so that I feel like has been my biggest challenge. The other thing is, because I am big on social media, people tend to create this fantasy around who I am. And so I've been stood up a couple of times because they've
Really?
been intimidated by the thought of me. And I'm like, dude, I'm hella chill.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because, well, one, social media, a lot of people, I don't know. I feel like when you get to a certain point, you understand this shit ain't real. Like a lot of it isn't real. And like I give you a part of me, but it's not all of me, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like social media be putting people up here, like not
Yeah.
like people, or at least the way people assume like or think somebody is, they put them up here.
Yes.
They create these images because of something they posted or a location they're at. In reality, like, yo, I'm fucking cool. I'm nice.
Yeah.
I'm chill as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, come kick it. Hit me up. Don't just like
Yeah.
talk to me. Have a conversation, But I don't know. But I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a model though, so it's probably a different
Well,
world for
the
you.
thing is, it's crazy for me because this started happening before I started modeling.
Interesting. Okay.
Um, it was like I started doing a lot of videos on TikTok, but they're voiceover.
Yeah.
So my personality is in there, yes, but it's somebody else's voice. And I
Yeah.
always put like either something on the screen or in the caption, and it's always centered around self-love or self-growth or something of
Yeah.
that nature. So it's not usually my real attitude. Um, it's not usually my real attitude, you know. Now that I do the podcast, that's what actually me and my friend was just talking about this, because she was like, I see your podcast, but then I go over and I see your model pics, and it's like it doesn't match, because my podcast is talking about like how, you know, I pulled myself out of darkness, this
Yeah.
trauma happened, how you can do it, you know, coping skills, healthy coping skills, things of that nature. And so that's what my podcast is about, right? Like all that kind of stuff. And so I'm,
All the
like I said,
good
I
stuff. All the
literally
good stuff.
attend my podcast like this, you know, no makeup. I don't really wear makeup, period.
Yeah.
I don't really wear jewelry. I wear my little crystal earrings, and
Yeah.
that's it. Like, you know, and but then I am very creative, and I make those the modeling. And a lot of the photo shoots that I coordinated, a lot of the ones that I made the concept for, there's always a deeper meaning. There's always going to be a deeper meaning with me.
Yeah.
And there's
As there
always,
should be.
yes. So
Yeah.
there's always like a poem or something deep that goes with it in the caption. If you're willing to look at the caption, some people just get caught up on the
Yeah,
photos.
these brothers, it's
But
going over their head. You can't like we like, oh damn, she look good. I know she talking about some life stuff, but nah, fuck that.
right,
She look good though. Like we don't get
right.
past that. We can't get past that. Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I think the combination too. But yeah, it's intimidating.
Yeah.
It's funny because I get it from males and females. But for me, I just take that as a sign that those are people that are not for me to date.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not, if they can't,
I
well, I'm saying if they can't step up to the, like if they can't step up to it, if they're intimidated by a strong, powerful black woman or whatever, however you view yourself, if that's intimidating to them, then maybe
Yeah.
that's just, hey, that's on them. You know, step your game
Yeah.
up, player.
Yeah, and I think that they get confused because they admire it, but they're also intimidated by it. And I think that's confusing for them,
Do you?
because like I said, I'll be with people and they'll like my shine,
Yeah.
but then they'll try to dim it. And I'm like I'm like, nah, you're
Do
not
you
for
feel
me.
like, because like I don't know, to me, like I feel like that's more. Do you, or let me ask you how you feel. Do you feel like that's more their ego? Like this, they can't see a woman doing better than them. Like they can't meet that, or is it like they just don't want you too far away? Like what do you feel that is? Because like in my perspective, like the way I looked at it and how I was in past relationships, like you know, I think society has put on me that I need to be like the breadwinner. I need to be the one making all the decisions. I need to be the one in control. I need to, or like, I don't agree with those things, but I feel like society kind of puts that on men. So like when maybe a man who sees a woman who is on top of her shit or looks good or looks amazing or just like is intellectual or has all these different things going for them, it's almost like, yo, do I need to? Like, yo, I can't. I gotta step my shit up. I was comfortable being the person, the lazy bum I was. Now I gotta step my shit up. Like now I gotta do things. Damn. Like, what do you feel about that? How do you feel about it?
I do think it's a them problem.
Yeah.
I think it's very much a them problem. And I used to make it my problem.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they're comparing themselves. I think that maybe they see something that I'm doing that they want to pursue,
Yeah.
or like a character trait that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think the biggest thing has been discipline, confidence, and drive.
Discipline,
And
confidence.
I think that's been the biggest thing that because it takes that to get yourself to do stuff, you know, have the courage to just jump out there and trust yourself. That's confidence, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And to have the discipline to keep going, you know, even when you get no's and all the things, you know, that's hard work, you know. And some people, they want the dream but they don't want to do the work.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure why they're captivated by the light, but then once I'm there with them by their side, they want to tear me down. But like I said, in my experience from the conversations that I've had with these individuals, they think I'm competing with them, and honey, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm
It's supposed to
not.
be a team, yo. We supposed to build
Yeah.
together, yo.
Yeah, and I don't compete. I really don't compete with anyone. I don't even compete. I used to believe in me versus me, but I don't even believe in me versus me anymore because everything that I learned in my past, I'm carrying it with me. And so I don't want to think of it as me competing with my past self. I want to carry all those lessons with me and I want to build on it and grow on it.
There are
So I don't
tools.
even
Like you're
yeah,
building, you're adding tools. Like it's just tools that you're growing and building throughout life.
exactly. Exactly. So I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm aware that it's a them problem, but I think that it's individual specific. Just depends on with the individual as to why they feel what they feel.
You ever like, man, fuck men. Like I'm just like not like just man, fuck y'all. Like I don't care no like I'm good. I'll be single, or I'm just fucking not fucking with y'all no more. Like, you ever get to that point where it's just like I don't even want to do this shit no more? Like,
I don't. I mean, I do, but I don't. I just hold on. Sorry, I scooted my whole seat.
You're all good. You're all good.
Look, things got interesting.
Hold up. Oh,
But I'm a hopeless romantic. I really am. And I also believe that if I can grow and make these changes and fall in love with myself and learn all these things, I know that other people can as well. I also am well aware that I haven't met everyone that I'm going to meet. You know what I mean?
true.
So I can be impatient all day long and be like, I'm ready for love. Um, but that doesn't mean that love is ready for me.
True. Are you patient though? Like, are you? Because I feel like I'm impatient. Okay. You just don't know. I feel like
I'm
in
not.
today's society, what the fuck is patience? Like, who does that
My
anymore?
goodness.
Patience.
I'm not patient at all. And what happens is like I have my boundaries. So my
Yeah.
boundaries keep me in check. And so like I have like conversations with myself. What am I comfortable with? What I'm not comfortable with? Set those boundaries and then, you know, I sleep on it. And if like the next day, if I want to take someone up on their offer for a date or something, then I might do that. If not, I won't. And I'm honest,
Yeah.
because I'm highly present online. I get a lot of people who are like out of state and they're like, we can make long distance
Yeah.
work. And I'm
I
like,
fly there
I
once a
can't.
month. Come on, girl. What's up?
Man,
I fly you out.
man. So I get a lot of that.
Yeah.
And I tried it once. It's not for me. I am not it's weird because I know like with the career choice that I'm pursuing that I know I'm going to be on the go a lot and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I know eventually like whoever I'm with, we're going to have some sort of long distance shit going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'm aware of that. But for us to start out and you all the way over there and I'm
Over there
not
in
even
yonder.
making man, I'm not even making money to be like flying out every other week. You not making money to fly me out every other week. Like I can't. I'm sorry. I need to see my bae like at least once a week, at the very
Yeah.
very least. Like
What's your love language? What's your love language? Or
my
do you know
love
your
language.
love languages? Like I know everyone says, "Oh, I have all the love languages, all 5 equally," but like,
Yeah,
do you?
everybody ain't got them equally.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. But my main one is words of affirmations.
Okay.
I think it goes words of affirmation, then it's acts of service, and then physical touch. Um, what is it?
Gift. Then there's gift giving and fuck out quality time.
Quality time.
Yeah.
Actually,
I always forget about quality time because I put all of them kind of can be quality time at the
yeah.
same time. So
So words of affirmation is still number one.
yeah.
It's number one. Words are so powerful to me to the point where like sometimes, like even if someone's projecting on me, I have to really like digest them and like process them and like okay that comment was for her but this one was actually for me, like you know what I
Do
mean,
you ever overthink
because
some of the things people be saying? Like they say you something and you be thinking about like, and you maybe misinterpret it?
no, I don't
Okay.
misinterpret it. I do overthink but I don't misinterpret. Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like it's more like analyzing because I
Yeah.
analyze who they are, what they said, what they've been going through,
Yeah.
what they're saying to me. I analyze. You can call that overthinking, I don't care.
That's okay. That's okay. All right. I do it too. Shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So It's words of affirmation. Then it would probably be quality time, because
Okay.
quality time is very important to me. Then it would be acts of service, and then it would be what is the other one? Physical
Physical
touch,
touch.
and
Yeah.
gifts. Gifts is at the bottom, baby. Like
Yeah.
gifts is cool, but
I can't even.
I'm really big on quality time.
Yeah.
Even like stuff like this. Like I love to sit on the couch and just have deep conversations. You know what I mean? I
Yes.
also love to sit in silence. If I'm comfortable with you, like us just sitting there like this, like that's cool.
Yeah.
You know, so like quality time is very, very important to me. And physical touch is always gonna be, we are human. We need that human contact, it's important.
Yeah.
So yeah, but acts of service, because of who I am and all the things that I do, because I do a lot.
Go ahead. Talk about it. Talk about it.
And I think also, since now that I'm a parent, I
Yeah.
think that it just makes it that much more important, because I'm not just in charge of me and my mental health and my hygiene and my all the things, my education. I'm also in charge of two other human beings.
Yeah.
So having someone take something off my plate, especially without me having to ask, honey, yes, I
It's
will take that. That will show
absolutely.
me that you love me.
Yo, it's interesting. Okay, so one thing that's interesting, because earlier you said, like, we both kind of like talked about it. Sometimes what you say, it's really about what you do. You can say all the things in the world, but it's really about what you do. But words of affirmation are up there, and I know it's different, but also just like acts of service, that is about actions. That's like, it is about the things you do. And you said that one was your two. So those are your top two, right? Or
Yep.
okay. So
Wait. Quality time was
quality time.
my
Yeah, okay. But I always I find it interesting because acts of service is my number one, because I'm all about action.
Yes.
Words of affirmation, it is like, I think it's my three, and I think it's my three or whatever. But I sometimes you can tell me something, but like, I need to see it. I need to feel it. I need to be able to be like, yo, I got a whole chart proof here that, yo, you like, this is what
You said I got receipts.
I got receipts. I got like, you put in the work. Like, I can't be your boss and be like, yo, you didn't do this, and like, motherfucker, look at it, I did it, boss. Like, yo, I did it. Like, we got the proof. So I'm always about action, and I guess words to me, I don't know, because maybe it's because like certain things, like the word sorry. I hate hearing the word sorry because we use it so easily now, and it almost loses its meaning.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell me sorry.
Yeah.
Show me you're sorry. Don't tell me that shit. Show me you're sorry.
Yeah.
Like, show me, like,
change your behavior.
Your behavior needs to change, right? And I guess even with I love you, like, sometimes,
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
we be throwing that word out like it's candy.
I don't like it. I need you to. Why do you love me?
Yeah.
Why do you love me? What did I do to make you love me? What about me do you love? What's your favorite thing about me? Like,
have you asked that question to somebody and they draw blanks? They're just like, oh, well, I like your hair. I like your body. I've asked somebody like, it's like, oh, yo, like, you're hella cool. I love, like, yo, you're love. Like, and I'm just like, the fuck? Like, because I asked it mainly because I didn't feel it yet, and I thought it was too soon to actually feel that. So I asked, like, what have I done to make you feel that? Like, where are we at for you to be like, yo, this is love. Like, I feel this, now that you
you say that, I have asked, but I asked when I was in my validation seeking phase. So I felt shitty and I wanted to feel good. So I'm like, why do you love me? I've even asked people like that support me, why are you so nice to me? You know what I mean? Why are you so sweet to me? Why are you so kind to me? Because I needed that.
I do that too.
And then it got to a point where like I had certain friends that were very supportive of me. And so I'd be like, look, I'm just feeling a little down. Can you like show me some love?
At least you know how to communicate that shit. Cause some people be just coming in just, and I've done it myself, but it's just like, you got to communicate. Like, I tell people when I'm not feeling good, like I'm feeling down, and yo, I just need a hug or something like that. I just need you to like, yo, be that homie, or be whatever that is. So some people just come in like, no, you need to give me this. I need this love, and I'm gonna test you. Like, say certain things that are going to make a response that makes me feel good about myself, right? So,
yeah. I don't like the icky feeling. I don't like the icky feeling of like manipulation or lying, or like, I don't like that. I feel like I'm not being true to myself, and I feel like I'm backing someone into a corner to do what I want them to do, and I don't like that either. Because also that makes me feel like it's not genuine. Even if it is, it makes me feel like it's not. And so that's what got me to the point where I just try to ask up front. But you did say something that I wanted to talk
All
about
right, go ahead, go
because
ahead.
you said that you were the action thing. And
Uh-huh.
what I've learned, okay, after my second divorce, I read the book, I think it's like Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, or something like that. And so it talks about the differences in men and women. And women are very emotional creatures, and men are very visual. And I think that's why action is so powerful for you. For me, I'm highly empathic. So if you say something to me, I can connect with the emotion behind what you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
and I can feel what you're saying. And
Mm-hmm.
so for me, that is action because I'm
Yeah.
feeling what you're saying. You know what I mean?
I
But
agree. Yeah, no, I feel that. I feel that
yeah,
for sure. Cause like,
yeah.
and maybe I ask those questions because sometimes I don't know, like I look into words too. So if you tell me something and it doesn't feel like, or do you even believe what you're saying? Like,
Yeah.
cause like I'm not feeling it. Like if this were a performance, are not getting the part. This is you not getting the
Right?
part. So it's just like if I don't feel it, so okay, you're gonna have to show me to match this because right now your performance is not. I don't know if that makes sense because I agree.
Oh yeah, it
I,
does.
I I listen to what people say. That's why I love doing stuff like this because I want to hear people because I can hear the emotion. You talk about
Yes.
your experiences. So like I hear that and I feel that and I hope people who listen and feel it as well and I'm sure they will. But sometimes you don't feel it. Sometimes it's not there. The words that you are telling me it cannot be backed up by whatever you're putting into it. So I need the
Yeah.
action to back that shit up. Like whatever you're
Yeah.
putting into it,
Yeah.
it's not reaching. It's not hitting me.
Yeah.
Show me now. Just show me. I need a
Yeah.
combination of both, but a lot of times it really is just like you need to act on the things you say and do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But like I said, I'm growing to be more that way. Um, because some people, like you said, some people are good at acting. Sometimes also, if depending upon my mood, I don't listen to my intuition. And I'm getting better at listening to my intuition, but whew,
yeah,
sometimes it's hard,
yeah,
because that desire creeps in,
uh,
and so it's like I want to believe you, but can I believe you? Or like those fears creep in, and so you're like, okay, is this a fear or is this my intuition telling me to run the other way?
yeah.
And so that's when that action needs to come in hand. Like, okay,
That's when I think like patience is very, very important because somebody will tell me all the things in the world. They'll tell me like everything, right? So okay, well, I'm going to take my time to kind of one learn you, understand you a little bit better, and then I'm sure that the things you say are going to be backed up by the things you do. So but who the fuck wants to be patient in 2024? We not
I
doing that shit.
know,
Fuck
I
all
know.
that. Hell,
That's how I be feeling because I'm like a person where I'm like I don't want what I seek in a relationship. It's not like I know I said it would be cool if someone could take things off my plate. That's cool.
yeah,
But I'm like I want emotional support. I want someone that I can talk to that can hold my secrets that I
yeah,
don't have to, like I just want that person to lean on, you know what I mean, more so than anything. And so it's like the more I elevate, the more I'm needing some of that support. And
yeah,
so I'm getting impatient my damn self.
yeah.
But I'm like, DaShay, like right now I'm in isolation state. Like I know I call it an isolation ship.
Isolation. Okay,
And I'm
okay.
like working on me and getting my elevation back together, my
Yeah,
independence, regaining my independence. And I'm like, okay, once you cross off a couple of these things, then you can
good.
start actually dating. But it's like, I don't want to wait.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm in that same boat where it's just like, man, if I like there's so many things going on for me right now that I need to pay attention to. And I hate when people say like selfish or whatever, but it's just like I'm the main character in my story. I need
Yeah.
to make sure that
Yeah.
it's a good one. One. But also like I can't prioritize somebody else's needs when put my own needs
Yeah.
up to the side. So
Yeah.
it's just, yeah, sometimes you gotta check them boxes first. Let me make sure I'm here. Let me do this for myself, for me, because I need it before I start to
Yeah.
do this. Because I like, I there's a lot of things I would love to do for my significant other that I'm just like, yo, it's not that a lack of wanting to do it. Just right now, I gotta take care of him. I can't. Like, cause I don't
Yeah.
have the energy, the whatever the fuck it is that I need in order to take care, like do this and take care of you. Not saying you're asking me to
Yeah.
take care of you, but like
Yeah.
give what you need and deserve at the same
Yeah.
time give myself what I need and deserve. And that's where I'm at. Like, let me pause on dating because
Yeah.
we gonna both be disappointed because I can't satisfy the
Yes.
either.
Yeah. So that's funny because I was trying to write the question down, but it was not forming. Two things.
Yeah.
One, sometimes people be like, "Oh, I don't have time. I'm pursuing my dreams. I don't have
Yeah.
time for a relationship." That's one thing. The other thing is loving yourself.
Yeah.
Those little balloons. Okay. Because that's something that was really big, heavy, especially for women because, they want to they want to be taken seriously in their
Mhm.
industry. And usually when they settle down, they're not taken seriously anymore and stuff like that. Um, so do you think that that's a factor for you, or is it just like more so being present in the relationship that you feel like you
Okay.
can't do?
So for the first part, just having time for a relationship, I feel like because I'll admit I can be very introverted. Like I can be very introverted, and the reason I'm introverted, and I like like it's crazy because I used to be the most extroverted person. I love interviewing. I love talking to people. Yesterday,
Yeah.
I went out to the streets and started just interviewing people, asking them questions and shit. Right, and it's just like I'm comfortable in that, but it takes effort and energy for me to get into that space.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
when it comes to a significant other, when it comes to a partner, I think it's just understanding that I like I don't want to get into this whole human design little astrology shit that I get into, but I have a very low source of energy. I feel like where it's just like there are going to have to be times where it's not going to be a lot like yo, we just need to chill, we need to lounge, and I think it's understanding that like yo, I have to use my time and energy efficiently. I try to use it
Yeah.
efficiently. And a lot of times it's like, yo, can we like I'm gonna work on this podcast. Are you down to just kick it with me and work on this together? Like help me, whatever. And then when I got the energy, yo, what you like, let me, let me do what I can for you, or give you this time. But I think the problem is a lot of people think it's like if we were to split up our time into like a numbers, let's say it's 33% work, 30% me, 33% you, or whatever like that, or maybe 50, not including work. Like let's say 50 me, 50 you. It's not like that. It's not like that for me. Like I can't, do that. I don't know if that makes sense, but I just
No, yeah.
I
Time
just
is important. Yeah.
time is important. I just need to make sure my partner understands that it's not that they're not important. It's just like, man, sometimes I need times where I'm just like recharging my battery. And I don't know if it's because
Yeah.
I'm an
Yeah.
introvert, but this is probably why I can't keep a fucking relationship. That's why I
Yeah.
don't
Do
fucking
you
know how.
think you're a hybrid?
I am
Like
very so you know how they do those like Myers-Briggs tests where it tells you like I am a INFP or something like that, where it's like I'm an introvert, but that introvert 10, 15 years ago, but really before COVID, I was extrovert. COVID kind of turned
Mhm.
me into an introvert. I got to my own space and I learned how valuable just being in my own space was,
Yeah.
and just being in my own thoughts and just sitting in that and just like being forced to not interact with people, the way I'd like to interact with people. Once I was in
Mhm.
that, I was like, I got addicted. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I ain't
Yeah.
going back. Like I don't like because here's the thing, like these four walls, my home, I can control what comes into these four walls, the energy. But like
Exactly.
when I go out into the real world, man, there's so many fucked up energies out there that I'm just like, I'm not even trying to interact with you. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to take that chance to interact with some messed up energy because now I'm losing more energy that I already don't have. And I'm
Yeah.
like, nah, let me stay here or invite people over and or have conversations like these,
So you can control the atmosphere.
exactly. So
Yeah.
when it comes to dating, because I don't know how to draw that shit back to dating.
Well, I was gonna say it's funny because I understand it a lot.
Yeah,
I'm extrovert. I mean, yeah, I'm extroverted,
yeah,
but I have introverted ways.
yeah.
So because of my high energy, I'm able to maintain my energy around being around all the
Hmm.
negative energy or the other people's energy or people who need my energy, and I trust to give them some of it, if they're down or whatever, and I can hear it in their voice. Or sometimes people, when I hug them, like I'm done with the hug, but I can feel
Yeah.
them like,
A
I'm
little bit
like,
tighter,
oh, you
a
need
little
a
bit
you need
like,
a tighter
oh,
one.
oh.
So, I give them a little of my energy, give them some positivity, say some
Yeah,
positive affirmations and stuff like that. And after I do stuff like that, I'm at home, I'm introverted. I
yeah.
need me, just time by myself, doing what I need to do, like regrouping, going on my nature walks, journaling, just laying there
Yeah. Yeah,
under my
absolutely.
weighted blanket,
Absolutely.
whatever the case may be,
And I think I think you just have to have a partner that understands that. And
exactly.
sometimes I and part of that's me communicating like, yo, this is who I am. And a lot of this, like
Yeah,
I said, this is COVID time. Like this is a lot of new shit for me. Like
yeah,
learning, like I didn't know I was this introverted until like I was introverted and trying to express that to a partner was challenging for me at first. And also
yeah,
just like them understanding like, yo, I love you. I want to kick it with you, whoop de whoop. But like, man, I didn't put my head down real quick. I need to throw on some anime. I need to
yeah.
I need to shut everything off. I need to chill right now. Like nothing. Like and the thing is, you can be here too. Like people think introverted is
Yeah,
just like they need to be by themselves. I love being by myself. I love my energy. But you can be introverted with me, girl. We can kick it here together.
exactly,
We can chill together.
exactly.
But like I'm not about to go do this X, Y, and Z. Not saying I don't
Yes,
want to do those things. I just
yeah,
can't do those things right now.
yes,
You know?
yeah. And
Anyway.
that's what I was thinking as you were saying that too. I was thinking it's finding the right person,
Yeah.
because ain't nothing wrong with none of you just said.
Yeah. It's I
Like
hope
you
I mean
said, like just chilling is cool. And I think that also, like, that's what I always tell myself too. Like, I'm like, that's what I'm gonna need, because with me going and me always being around people, also like with my podcast, my goal is to be a public speaker, is talking about my story, helping people, not just women, but helping people unlock their self-love the way I did, or in a way that's better for them. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? That's going to take a lot of energy. There's going to be a lot of people who are so down on themselves. They're going to have like all this stuff going on that I may have used to do. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I used to have really bad negative self-talk. They may have all this negative self-talk, and I have to push past all my old stuff, you know what I mean, and speak directly to them, you know what I mean? And I may have
Uh,
to look back at my old self and see where I came from so that I can guide them.
uh,
That's gonna take a lot of energy. So I'm like, I like, you have to know what you want and what you're looking for and who you are. And it sounds like you know who you are. You just gotta know what you're looking for. Cause that's what I'm like. I'm like, I need someone that is going to just, we can just have like, we can have creative discussions where we're
uh,
talking about what we're doing, what we're pursuing. We can have moments where we're just there. Like, I
man.
need a lot of moments where I'm just there. We can have a journal session. You be quiet. I've been be quiet. I'm gonna write my journal. You write your
Yeah.
journal over there. Like,
Motherfuckers
you know
don't do
what I
that
mean?
shit no more.
They
Ugh.
don't.
And that's a big thing. Okay, so I don't fucking know how to keep a relationship because people don't know how to communicate, one, or talk, or just
Yeah.
have like like conversations. We are like I don't know where my phone is. Okay, like literally 99% of the time we're like this anyway. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like it's so
Yeah.
hard to to talk to people
Yeah. Yeah.
nowadays, and keep their attention longer than 15 seconds because that's all
Exactly.
TikTok taught you. But I mean,
Yeah.
I got TikTok, so I can't talk, but
Hey,
like,
I'm on every
yeah,
platform, baby.
hey, there we go. I'm right there with you, girl. I'm right there with you. So like, but that's society now, and that's why like when I
Yeah.
asked, if you feel like it's easier now or if it's harder now, I feel like, man, the fact that patience is at all time. Like we live in a very instant gratification
Yep.
society. We live in this world where it's just like I want you to feel this, but
Yeah.
I want you to feel that yesterday. You need to already be feeling that, like these feelings, right? I don't like, and sometimes we get to the physical because that's like that physical, we can feel
It.
that. Like I
Mhm.
feel good and I've like, oh, I feel like this person loves me. And it's just like we don't want to wait and take the time. It's just we are so impatient and we are
Yeah.
rather be entertained by the 15 things going on our phone rather than the person sitting right in front of us. And it's just like
Exactly.
I don't know how to keep a relationship because probably don't know how to keep my mouth shut. One, but like, but
Oh,
I
I
just
think it's great. I think it's great. I think that communication is so powerful. And the thing is, some people communicate and they're like, I said what I said.
uh,
And they're like just being mean or rude, and they're thinking that they're being honest. There's a difference, honey. And so
uh,
I believe in effective communication. And I think effective communication is what changes things. So what do you mean by effective communication? I mean, you're listening to what I'm saying. You're acknowledging my feelings. Like, don't just
Yeah.
push past my feelings. Like, that's not true. My feelings may not be your reality, but they are still valid.
They're still valid.
Right?
People don't understand
And
that
so,
shit at all.
exactly,
At
they
all.
don't.
Just
And
because it's not
so,
how you feel doesn't mean that it's not
yep,
felt.
exactly. And I think that it's a defense. They get
Yeah.
defensive because they feel shitty that that you think that they're doing whatever they're doing or whatever. You know what I mean? Or that they're making you feel this way. But it's like, no, I feel this way as a result of this. It's not
Yeah.
you making me feel anything. You know what I mean? And sometimes we feel certain ways because of our own past, but we need to have that conversation with our partners, but they're not giving us that platform to have that conversation. And I think that that's, if we can start relationships building a foundation of communication, effective communication, not just texting back and forth, not I liked your picture, I commented on your picture, not oh, I was honest with you, you know, because I used to take people being rude
Yeah.
as communication because I was just so happy that they were being honest with me. But in a relationship, no, honey, I need you to be gentle with me. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
I need
levels.
you to consider my feelings, but still be honest with me. Like, don't water it down, but still your tone. Like, how are you communicating with me? What are you trying to tell me? What do you want the end results to be? Like, let's talk this out in a calm way. Don't come for
Yeah.
me.
I like it. No, I love it. I love it. And so I'll say this: if anybody's gonna take anything away from this, like how to fucking keep a relationship, I think the biggest thing is communication. That's always communication is very, very important. Outside of that, I think I don't think it's our fault ever. I think we're like it's really 0%, 100 our exes. Let's just go like just from this communication, this conversation, it's never our fault. How to keep a relationship? We need to be our exes need to be watching this. I'm just kidding. Sorry if any of my exes are watching this. I'm playing. But
effective communication and true to yourself. Those are
love
the
it.
two. That's how you keep your relationship.
Love it. I love it. All right. Before we end this, any words of wisdom, anything you want to shout yourself out for all the work, the amazing work you're doing, anything you want to talk about before we wrap this
Um, I like to close out my podcast with affirmations. You can find me everywhere on DaShay Carter, DaShay, last name Carter. But I like to close out with just reminding you guys of how worthy you are. So I go, remember, remember, remember that you are worthy, 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 worthy always. You are worthy of a healthy relationship with yourself and with others. You are worthy of effective communication, trustworthiness, honesty. You are worthy of all of these things and more, my loves. So
up.
don't settle.
Woo.
Don't settle.
I love it. On that note, thank you for listening in. We will be back very, very soon. I don't fucking know when. I shouldn't say soon because that might be next month. That might be next week. But, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you for joining me. But that is the IDFK podcast.